special invitees, and those watching this stream. We're here today to launch the Jumbo Jet Events AJM Nitro Kart Championship. So what we're going to do today is a quick launch. We're going to introduce you to some of the main movers and shakers behind this event. And to my left, I have Mr. Andre Rickford. He is representing AGM, and he is also the organizer. To his left is Mr. Stefan Jeffrey. He is promoting a new series, the Briggs and Stratton series, which has both junior and senior. He'll talk to you a little bit about that. To his left, we have the president of the Ghana Motor Racing and Sports Club, the newly elected president, Mr. Shiraz Roshandin. And to his left, we have Philip, your last name is? Philip Pariaga's last name just slipped me, my apologies. Mr. Philip Pariaga is one of the chief stewards and one of the main workers on the day of the event. So we'll get started, and I will let Mr. Rickford take the floor.
All right. I want to say good afternoon to our media houses who made it here for this press conference today. We at the Jumbo Jet Events are delighted to host and partner with the GMRSC to host the Nitro Kart Klash. It's basically a platform for go-kart racers to showcase their craft in a controlled, in a safe environment. This Kart Klash in particular, we are paying attention to the Briggs and Stratton here with my good driving colleague and friend. I would allow him now to give a little information on the Briggs and Stratton, how you could acquire go-karts if you want to get into karting, what type of go-karts to get in. Your go-karts are very, very, very serious piece of machinery. I mean, most of these guys here are drivers who would drive at the South Dakota racetrack, and they would know that it is very, very, very serious. And I will allow now Mr. Stefan.
All right, so it seems like the Briggs and Stratton series will be headlining this event. So just a bit about the background of the class. Briggs and Stratton introduced the LO206 engine package back in 2009. It was a way to revitalize grassroots motorsports, being a budget-friendly, sealed engine, low-cost way to get competitive in the sport, bring the barrier to entry a little bit lower into the sport. At the end of the day, it's still motor racing. It still involves money, but with this class, it's designed to get a lot more people into the sport by it being budget-friendly. There is a few classes that I believe will be running at this event, including cadet kart class, the junior class, and the senior class, depending on the age of the kid or individual that will be competing in the class. We're pretty excited to bring this class to Guyana. It's one that has been very successful in North America, being one of the biggest kart classes that is currently competing right now in karting. Some events see upwards of 600 competitors in this particular class over the different age groups. So very excited for my team at Mango Motorsport to introduce this class to Guyana, and it's a way for my cousin and I, this is a bit of a project of ours to give back to motorsports. Basically starting from grassroots and getting younger kids involved and grooming them to eventually, hopefully, compete at South Dakota one day in their careers.
Thank you, Steph. Interesting bit there, giving back to motorsport. Of course, any motorsport fan would know Stefan and his cousin Christian. So their brainchild, and I've known them for quite some time. This has been something that they have been talking about, and I'm glad to see it come to fruition. We have next Mr. Roshandin, Shiraz Roshandin. He's been recently elected, but he has some big plans for motorsport, and specifically in some for karting. I'll let him tell you about that.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. I like the initiative, and I'm very excited to see what the karting event will bring to motor racing. Jumbo Jet stables, and now they're into motor racing. They have taken the initiative to promote the sport in a different direction, where we're going to bring from the karting level, which most of the international drivers around the world, this is where they start from. So this will move in the right direction, where we can start grooming our young drivers to become professional drivers. So I want to thank AJM and Jumbo Jet for taking this initiative and coming forward and bringing this initiative to the table for GMR and SC. And also we'll be overlooking the entire event, so it will become under one umbrella. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shiraz. So you see, we have the blessing of the Ghana Motor Racing and Sports Club for this event. So there's no need to worry. And the next speaker up, Philip Parag, will tell you a little bit more about safety and how we plan to run the event and some of the things you can expect.
Thanks, Stefan. Good afternoon to everyone. It's a privilege that I would have been invited to be the chief steward for this event. I have been the race director for a few of the races at the South Dakota circuit, namely the Endurance Series and the Drag Series. I have a background in enforcement. So again, I'm quite honored to be here. Chief Steward, what it is the judicial arm of the event. We make sure that the entire day is run in a fairly, is run in the ambit of safety and with a strict adherence to the rules that would have been laid out for each of the class. We have a team that is working on that. We'll have our flagmen, we'll have the relevant people in the right places to make sure that while the event is being run off, persons act and conduct themselves well enough so that we can have fair competition throughout the day. Our results that we have will not be questioned, and also sorting is if persons would have an issue, they can come and we will resolve it. So being a part of this, the force at this magnitude, I am very honored again, and thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Philip. And of course, we can't go on without thanking our sponsors, of course, AJM and Jumbo Jet Events. There's also Banks DIH on board with this, AJM, KP Jagdeo General Contractors, JS Supermarket, 555 Speedway, Precision Service Center, and Ramchand's Auto. Now, the event will be held here on March 29. Gates open from 2 p.m. Admission is $3,000 for adults and kids are free. But what you're going to see on March 29 is a transformation of this venue like unseen before in this country. And Andre will tell you a little bit more about the transformation that will go on to this venue to get it into shape for that event.
We're going to transform this facility much to our counterparts internationally. We're going to set up 120 feet by 24 feet elevated bleacher, which will be covered. That is for our viewers and the fans and family of the drivers and participants of the event. We're also going to set up our elevated deck, VVIP deck, that is across on Maltino's grounds, which will give our VVIP patrons secured indoor parking, elevated view, a ringside view of the track, as well as we providing a separate access for the carts, pit crew, and mechanics across at Maltino's as well. All of the safety protocols and measures will be forward that is set in place by the GMRSC. We're going to do some work on the track. We're going to widen the track in some areas, and we're going to ensure all of the required systems that was sent down from FIA to the club, to GMRC, that we follow those key guidelines very, very, very closely. We want to urge everybody to be part of this event. We have drivers from as young as 8 years old taking part in this event, and it's really nice to see those guys transition from a very young age into a seasoned driver. I would want to say like Stefan and most of these other group 2, 3, and 4 drivers that you see on at South Dakota. This event, as Mr. Stefan said, is sponsored by Jumbo Jet and AJM, and for the first time we are introducing huge cash first prizes for the adult races, all right, so that we're going to give it a little more competitive spin. And we also have some pretty nice vouchers for our youth drivers to ensure that we keep that competitive spin. Now we have drivers to the likes of William, which is the son of Mark Vera. We have Jaden, which is the son of Naziddin Jr. Mohammed. We have Guiding Sunday as well. And these guys are really practicing, they're putting in the hours, I would want to say daily, to ensure that they have that cutting edge and cutting advantage over most. Stefan, over to you.
Thank you very much, Andre. We will now open the floor for any questions from the media. You can start. There's a microphone that will be passed around. If you can please just state your name and agency, and we will try to answer you as best as we can.
Avinash Ramzan, Newsroom. Question probably for Stefan. Several years ago, we had the Georgetown Grand Prix, and we know of the the atmosphere that was created here with those events. Would it be safe to say that this is laying the groundwork for a return of an event of that magnitude?
100%. What GT Motorsports has done several years ago was fantastic. I mean, we hadn't had anything like that in Ghana before, so it's definitely laid the groundwork. As you can see, the facility is here to show it, of what's to come. But I believe by having Jumbo Jet events on board, I believe that they're going to take it to an entirely different level where hopefully we could attract some international competitors. I know for a fact I've spoken to multiple people that have shown interest in coming down here to compete. The only thing is we may need a bigger venue at that point in time, because like I said, especially for the Briggs & Stratton series, that series has seen in excess of 600 competitors. So we definitely going to be we're going to be looking for a bigger venue hopefully soon.
So for now, it's all local competitors for this one?
Sorry, say that
all
again?
local competitors for this event?
Yes, correct.
As it relates to rules, because I know some of the guys were asking, now Stefan would be able to answer any of the rules for the Briggs & Stratton class. But for the other classes, we're still in the process of fine-tuning the smaller details of the rules. We're in talks with the competitors because, again, we want as level a playing field as possible. We want close racing, but we also want to be fair to the competitors given the time to the event. So those rules will be released shortly in the media as well. I think Andre would also, before I get to Andre again, who will give me some closing comments, there's the Briggs Senior, the Briggs Junior, the 200cc Honda 4-stroke, the 125cc 2-stroke, the Time Attack Open class, and the 555 Speedway rental cars. Now those are all events on the day. Remember, gates open at 2 p.m. Admission is $3,000. Andre, you have some closing remarks?
You actually said, you said it there. We're going to have quite an exciting day. We have the qualifying starting on Saturday, where you can come give your time. We're going to actually paint a grid on the physical track itself that has been sent to us from International FIA to FIA standards with the exact measurements. So Saturday, persons will come, compete, give the time for placement in the grid, and then Sunday we have the competition that kicks off at 2 p.m. I want to urge you all, please take advantage of this event. Everybody who is interested, their tickets will be coming on sale in a couple of days. Remember, we're trying to develop youth drivers, and we're trying to do it in a controlled, safe and secure manner. We will able to partner with GMRSC to ensure that every single aspect of this event will be overlooked and scrutinized to ensure kart drivers. So that will be somewhere closer to the end of the year, I would think very early December. We're going to mirror it similar to what GMRSC normally does with their races. You have 3 lead-up events with 1 international event where we focus heavily on foreign drivers, and we get a lot more corporate sponsorship to come in to assist in shipping these karts here and funding accommodation to ensure that everybody enjoy it. All right? So if the members of the panel want to have any closing remarks,
Thank you, members of the Apologies, I didn't see you go to the bottom. No, go on. All right. Thank you, members of the media. Thank you, viewers. And we're going to ask for the members of the head table to please take a group photo. Do enjoy the rest of your day for our online viewers.